I ignored my wife for throwing away my late wife videotapes. My daughter Eleanor is turning 18 in 2 weeks. She was born from my first marriage, and before she was born, my late wife Chloe and I began recording everything on a camcorder. Pregnancy updates, goofy moments, us talking to our unborn baby, little memories just for her. After our wedding, we promised each other that Eleanor would get to watch those tapes on her 18th birthday. Chloe died 2 years after Eleanor was born. A drunk driver hit her while she was driving home from her mom's house. That moment broke me. I fell into a deep depression. I raised our daughter alone, and the tapes became even more sacred. They were all Eleanor would ever have to know: her mother's voice, her laugh, how she looked when she smiled at her belly. I stored them safely in a box in my closet for the past 16 years. When Eleanor was 13, I met Wendy at my sister's birthday gathering. We clicked. She was newly divorced with 2 kids in college, and we connected over the chaos of single parenting. We dated, got serious, and eventually married. She moved in with her kids while Eleanor was still in high school. Wendy has always tolerated mentions of Chloe, but never comfortably. Anytime I brought her up, even in the context of helping Eleanor understand where she came from, Wendy would get quiet or visibly uncomfortable. I never compared the two. I've never said anything cruel, but Wendy always felt she couldn't measure up. Chloe had been a model before switching to fashion design. Wendy has told me more than once that she's not in great shape and couldn't compete with the image of someone who died young and beautiful. I've reassured her countless times that I love her, that my love for Chloe doesn't take away anything from what I feel for Wendy. But jealousy, even unspoken, has been a subtle tension for years. A week ago, I was talking to Wendy about getting the tapes ready for Eleanor's birthday. Her expression shifted from happy to tense. She said nothing at the time, and I didn't push it. The next night, she opened up and admitted she felt like she could never compete with someone I speak so fondly about. I comforted her, hugged her, kissed her forehead, told her I loved her. She apologized for her insecurities and said she was glad she could be honest with me. Then she asked to see the tapes. I showed her the box and explained how special they were to Eleanor and me. Yesterday morning, I went to get the tapes so I could move them into a gift box I'd bought for her birthday. I couldn't find them. I searched my entire closet, the guest room, the attic, nothing. Finally, I walked downstairs and saw Wendy watching TV on the couch. I asked if she'd moved them. She looked at me calmly and said, "I threw them away," just like that. I was stunned. I asked her what she meant, and she said, "You talk about her too much. I thought it was time for you to move on. I thought this would give you a head start." She didn't even try to hide it or ease into it, just straight-faced. I felt like the air had been sucked out of the room. We got into the worst argument we've ever had. I was yelling, she was crying, and all I could think about was that my daughter would never get to see or hear her mother now. When she realized how angry I was, she started apologizing immediately, but I couldn't deal with it. I went upstairs, shut the door, and cried for the first time in a long time. Not just for Chloe, but for my daughter. I haven't spoken to Wendy since yesterday. She's been texting me nonstop saying she's sorry, that she didn't realize how important they were, that she made a mistake. I've been sitting in my office trying to dig up old files, backups, anything that might still have a piece of Chloe in it, anything I can salvage to give to Eleanor.